No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't want to feel like I'm yelling today.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are ready to get underway here with the Northwestern Iowa Livestock Showdown. We are ready to introduce your competitors for the day. They will be coming in by county. We are going to start out with your competitors from Buena Vista County. Their queen is with them, Harley Doyle. Get Mike out of the picture. He'll break the camera. Your next county is going to come from Cherokee County. They are escorted by their queen as well. Aubrey Cannigator is their queen. You two big guys can smile. This is fun. I think I found, if we have a tug of war match, I think I found two of the guys that I want on my team later. Next up will be Clay County. We'll be coming in next. All your competitors from Clay County. Well, you've got two royalty escorting you out. Are you escorting them? Good for them. Next up will be Dickinson County. Next up is going to be Lyons County, led out by Erica Metzger. She is the beef queen. O'Brien County will be next. McKenna Hoffmeyer is their queen. Show off. You know, I could do that about 20 years ago. Now they'd have to have the ambulance waiting for me. Osceola County will be next. Brooke Coleman is leading them out as the fair queen. Smile, smile, wrist, wrist. Did you say sawed off? Plymouth County will be next. Kelsey Sadoff is their fair queen coming out with them today. Tom, I want a backflip. We've had a cartwheel. Now you get to do a backflip. Don't worry, we've got 911 on speed dial. Next will be Pocahontas County. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. I don't know where Kimmy went. Sioux County will be the last county. Margot will be their fair queen. Strong bass, boys. Strong bass. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about one big round of applause for all our contestants today putting a year's worth of work into their projects. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise, and the flag is that way. Maggie Halbert will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much, competitors. Good luck today. And we're just going to give it a few minutes to get lined up. We're going to start in with our breeding does, would be our first class of the day. Be the first class of the day. The champion trophy is going to be sponsored by Double G Livestock. The reserve champion trophy, Laner Stock Farms, is going to sponsor the reserve champion trophy. We thank all of our sponsors from the banners and trophies today. Yep. That'll be perfect. Competitors know today that somewhere sitting in the crowd is going to be our showmanship judge. They are anonymous, so in the crowd could be someone sitting beside you as people start looking at each other and judging each other harshly already, I see, of who the showmanship judge is today, but that judge is sitting in the crowd and will be anonymous till the end. So could be your neighbor, could not be. You'll just have to see. Again, if you didn't come over here, there is a silent auction today. If you're looking for the Northwestern Iowa Livestock Showdown swag, it is being sold over here under the tent as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to introduce our judge for the day. He is the man known for the glitter slap. He has judged cattle, livestock across the nation, from the East Coast, the West Coast, and to Canada. He's the one that everyone dreams of having their livestock slapped by him. This is the one, the only, Ryan Rash. Okay. We were waiting on you, Dave. Hey, don't hit your head on that gate. That hurts. From Buena Vista County, competitor number 1 is going to be Cooper Bean. He is parent. CJ and Chris are the parents. He is going into the 9th grade at Sioux Center High School. Sharon is the name of his goat. He also enjoys working with his livestock, likes to be part of the livestock judging team at the Buena Vista as well. Carter Cruz from Cherokee County is going to be next. Parents are Neil and Nicole Cruz, going to be a freshman at South Dakota State University. His breeding goat is named Star. Loves being able to show his livestock as home raised and loves going through the process through the year. Emily Thompson from Clay County is going to be next. Her parents are Pete and Rebecca. She is going into the 11th grade at Sioux Center. Sioux Center as a breeding goat. Chow Chow is the name of that one. Favorite thing about showing livestock is the fun, the excitement of the events around people that you love and making new friends. The future plans after high school, she plans on attending college and being a double major in animal science and ag business. From Dickinson County, Brianna Swinson is going to be next. Parents are Scott and Chelsea. Going to be a 10th grader at Okoboji High this year. Platypus is the name. That's a very unique name for that goat. She enjoys working with her animals and plans to attend college and pursue a degree in animal science. From Lyons County, Ethan Van Egan is coming in next. Sheila and Jared are the parents, going to be a senior this fall at George Little Rock School. Courtney is the name of his goat. Best things and favorite things is the best things about showing is all the friends that he has made through it. Ethan plans to attend Northwest Iowa Community College in Sheldon and is going to sue Power Lines. O'Brien County, Kirsten Sandy. Parents are Roger and Aaron. Going to be 11th grader this year. And Miss Delicious is the name of her goat. Favorite things about showing livestock is a personal growth every year, figuring out how my animals are going to work with me and look their best. From Osceola County, Christopher Brimmer is coming in next. Mark and Jody are his parents. He's going to be a 9th grader this year. Reagan is the name of his goat. Some of his favorite things and future plans is spending time in the barn with his sister, who yells at him constantly. From Plymouth County, Grayson Sitzman. Parents are Dave and Billy. He's going to be a 7th grader next year at Hinton Community College. Buttercup is the name of the goat. Loves to make connections with her animal and watch and improve with them over time. From Pocahontas County, Abby Langenwalter. Parents are AJ and Jamie. Going to be an 8th grader at Madison Northwest Webster. Texas is the name of her goat. Some of the favorite things she likes to do is learning new things. Plans to go to college, and here's the best part. She's going to be a veterinarian someday. From Sioux County, Jackson Harmon. Parents are Michael and Becky. He's going to be a 12th grader this year. And he plans his favorite things around, competing against friends, and plans to go to South Dakota State University for an animal science and ag business major. These are your competitors in the breeding goat division. Let's give these competitors a round of applause. Again, like I said earlier, we were not able to do this show without great sponsors. Some of our lead sponsors, if you've got a program, are on the front. SC Online Sales, EB Trailers, as you see the two trailers around the ring, Agrivision Equipment Group, Transova Genetics, C&B Deluxe Animal Health, Rob Seco for all your corn, soybean, alfalfa, and sorghum needs. As he's making his final rounds, as Ryan is doing that, I have the results for the champion showman here. Pause for dramatic effect. From Lyons County, Ethan Enigan, he is going to be your champion showman.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, an honor and a privilege to be here with you at the Northwest Iowa Showdown battle on the blue chips. They made fun of me earlier. They said you wore blue. I said, well, it's not my first rodeo, so I was prepared. But give these kids a big round of applause. Really nice set to start off the show, and as we go throughout, they've asked me to pick a grand and reserve in each division, and that's what I'll do. But I am going to try to briefly run through them all. You've made it this far. You've elevated out of your county fair. I think you deserve some positive words of encouragement about each animal and each showman. Glad that I am not the showmanship judge. At all the other showdowns, I've had to do that a lot. Makes it even tougher when you're judging kids and animals. But we start out with the big one down there on the end. The fun-colored one, she's awfully opened up in terms of her rib. She's extremely wide in terms of her chest floor. She's one that's dense in terms of her make. I think in terms of her look, she's good enough. She's a little bolder and more open in terms of her shoulder. And then she's one also that when we get her out and get her going, she's not quite as assertive in terms of the way that she sets down in terms of her rear pastern. But like a lot of things about her. The next one out is one that if you leave her stopped, she's really one that you have to appreciate just the mass and the muscle. Easily the biggest back, thickest ended one that still has a nice neck about her. She is one at times, both on the stance and when we get her going, she wants to get too tight and tense. Up in the top side of her spine, she's not as correct in terms of her structural build as some of them out here. By no way is she unsound, but that is a stout, powerful one that has a look. The young man's here. I think the word to describe the one in third is solid. One that's good in terms of body build, still very good in terms of structural integrity. She's comfortable. She's flexible out here. She's one that still puts together some show ring presence and some profile to her. If she is out there or radical in some of her parts and pieces, as some in the ring, no, she's not. But she is very, very good, and not much that you have to modify or change about that individual there. Young man here's got one that's great fronted, long-sided, very good at the ground. I think proportions out good in terms of muscle shape, width, and dimension. She may be a little frailer in terms of her bone, foot, and feature compared to some of them out here, but still one that you appreciate a lot of things about. This one here is one that's tall-fronted and really sound at the ground. Very good in terms of the slope and angulation to her shoulder and knee. She wants to break and separate just a little bit in terms of her top line. She's maybe perhaps a little steeper in terms of her hip. This young man here's got one that's unique. She's the one that draws you in from the profile and the silhouette. She's easily the one for me in terms of her look and her presence that I gravitate to. One that's still very good in terms of her comfort level out here. One that is really nice in terms of the way that she goes. Everything fits and gels. Is she absolutely the stoutest one? No, but there's plenty, and she's one of the two better handling ones of the group, so one I like well. Right behind there, we've got one that's long-bodied, good moving, still good enough in terms of body shape, wants to get lower set at the point of that shoulder, not quite as good in terms of her look up front. The white one is one, very big-backed and square-ended, good in terms of her function and form out here. Again, in terms of her show ring presence, maybe not quite as elite as a couple others. We've got one at the back coming next, and 9, I guess, would be that number. Very extended, lots of femininity, really good in terms of just her basic shoulder slope. One in terms of power, maybe not quite as stout and opened up as some. Then we've got another one down here on the end, young man's doing a nice job with. That goat's very attractive and good looking. One in terms of width and dimension, I think is more than ample. In terms of her chest width and the base of there, one that we just make her a little better. I think the champion decision is quite easy, and I'll get you that one here in a second. I think reserve could go a number of different ways. Give them all a big round of applause.
And he was your champion showman, and he is your champion in the breeding does, Mr. Ethan Von Egan, out of Lyons County. Reserve, Grayson Sitzman is going to be reserve out of Plymouth County. Thank you to all the vendors. If you're coming down for pictures, come right by the trailer now, right under the front end of the trailer, the gooseneck. They will open the gate, so please come down for pictures. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, a champion trophy in the breeding does, Double G Livestock. Your reserve champion trophy sponsor, Laner Stock Farms. Champion banner sponsor was Brugman Incorporated. Reserve champion sponsor, Double G Livestock. And the showmanship sponsor was Double G Livestock as well. Thank you to those sponsors for the ability to have these fine trophies for them. Ooh, if you're a champion today, one of the cool gifts that you're going to get along with the trophy and the banners, you're going to get a pop-up tent as well. So you see the tents that are popped up in here. Then if you are the champion today of any division, At the end of the show, if you are a champion, please come see one of the committee members to get your tent. But that is what you're going to get today if you are a champion. Again, don't forget about the silent auction around the corner. Do I get to make the decision of when that closes? Depends on if I'm in the lead of what I want. Then I just might do it. But we're going to be outside and we're just going to be throwing hands. Yep, I'm just trying to read through them before. We'll go through these and then you just read. We'd like to thank our platinum sponsors as well: B&B Gates and Supplies, Bremer's Family Farm, Cooperative Farms, Farmers and Elevator, Chasing Wild Dreams Sales Team, Demco, Farmers Corp Society, Huffling Show Cattle, Lamar's Vet Clinic, New Vision Corp, Pro Tour Club Calf Sales, Showcoat Solutions, T43 Designs, Wells Ag Supply, Wallinga USA. Those are your platinum sponsors of our show today, and we surely do appreciate them and thank them. Well, as we clear the arena, if we could please, we hope to have our breeding ewes in the makeup area back there. We'll get ready to start into our breeding ewe division. Again, we'd like to thank our fair queens and beef queen for being here as well today with us. Thank them as they present the trophies. I think some of them are actually showing today too, I think. But thank you, ladies, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. Dave, on you. Ladies and gentlemen, ready for the breeding ewes. Mary Conley, Buena Vista County. Her parents are April and Justin, going into the 11th grade. Missy is the breeding ewe. Some of her favorite things about livestock showing. My favorite thing about showing livestock is getting to see the results of my animals from start to finish. My future plans are to go to Buena Vista University to in a major of ag education. From Cherokee County, Archer Schmelle. Parents are Kyle and Jill, going into the 6th grade this year. Queen is the name of his ewe. Some of the favorite things and future plans is helping out the youngest of his siblings. Oh, he's the youngest of the kids, so he's had a lot of help before him. Waiting for my turn to finally get to show at the Showdown and the State Fair after watching all of his siblings. From Clay County, Gensley Ball. Parents are Justin Teresa. Going to be a freshman this fall. Graduated from Spencer. Going to attend Iowa Lakes this fall. Purdy is the name of her lamb. Some of the favorite things about showing livestock is seeing the young showmen and active in their dreams. From Dickinson County, Taylor Tunglin. Her parents are Jesse and Cheryl. She's going to be just completed her junior year at Spirit Lake High School. Betty is the name of hers. Some of the favorite things and future plans. Some of my favorite things about showing livestock is hanging out with friends and family. When she graduates high school, she plans to be at Iowa Lakes as well in the May after graduation. Then planning on attending the University of Wyoming to study ag business and agronomy. Sawyer Van Briesen, he comes from Lyon County. His parents are Craig and Jessica. He's going to be a 12th grader at George Little Rock. Clover is the name of his. One of my favorite things about showing livestock is the opportunity to work closely with people and have the same passions as I do. Showing livestock has taught me dedication, patience, and skills to achieve. I graduated this past year from high school. Is going to be working at B&B Gates doing custom fabrication. Hunter Lang, O'Brien County. Bo and KT are the parents, 8th grade at South O'Brien. Claire is the name of his. Some of the favorite things he likes to do is getting the fit on livestock, getting them ready for the shows, plans after high school, doing something with livestock and agriculture. Christopher Bremer, Osceola County. Mark and Showdown are the parents. He's going to be a 9th grader. Napoleon is the name of his ewe lamb. He loves to spend time at the barn with his sister. Well, your sister yells at you a whole lot, doesn't she? Elena McCarthy, Plymouth County. Harley and Tessa are the parents. They're going to be just graduated from high school. Pearl is the name of hers. The future plans is go to community college for a little while and then transfer into 4-year university to study dental hygiene. Carter Firk, Pocahontas County. Kayla are the parents, and he just graduated from Pocahontas. Dolly is the name of his. Some of the things he likes to do about livestock is hanging out with friends and family. Clancy DeBrick, Sioux County. Matt and Laura are the parents, a 9th grader at West Sioux Community School District. And some of the favorite things he likes to do is visiting amazing places, showing sheep that takes him. After school, he plans to expand his sheep business. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your competitors in the Breeding ewe division. Let's give them a round of applause. Again, we'd like to thank Ryan for taking time out of his busy schedule to come up here and sort the livestock today. My brother got to judge with him out there at Kearney, Nebraska. Said he had a ball and a half getting to judge with Ryan. We'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Ag State, Bar P Genetics, Branded Show Gear, Cherokee County Cattlemen's, Cornerstone Ag, Fleet Farm, Hoff Shooty Genetics, Iowa Corn Growers, Justin Schulenberg, S&M Cattle Company, New Co-op, Royalty Show Pigs, Rural Supplements, Sullivan Show Supply, Tri-State Install, United Bank of Iowa, and Van Zee Ranches LLC. Those are some of your gold sponsors. As Mr. Rash gets his final looks here, I have the results from your champion showman. They're going to come from Clay County. Gensley Ball is going to be your champion showman.
Well, let's give the breeding sheep exhibitors a big round of applause. An excellent drive out here. The quality is so good from start to finish, and there are just little bitty comparative notes. And obviously, I walked this set around again because I think this decision is much closer for both of the titles within it. Depending on where you want to put your emphasis or your priorities, you can come up with a number of different varieties of who comes out and elevates up here. The one up at the front, just to briefly run through them again, I think solid is the term for her. She is one that is truly tremendous and broody in terms of her look. She still has a show ring presence about her. Very good and agile in terms of her feet and leg structure out here. Everything just fits together very, very nicely. Are there a couple out here that maybe are a little more extra in some of their parts and pieces? Yes, there are. But she is very, very good for what she is. I really like the one that comes in second. And the one, the right reason I say that, that's absolutely the best looking one. In terms of her head, neck, and shoulder, she's gorgeous in terms of her lines and balance. Really good in terms of her structural build. Obviously, she is not as powerful. She's not as opened up, particularly in terms of her lower rib shape. That is where I would expand her there, but that one has a killer and things that really intrigue me. Young lady, you've got a stout one, a big-bodied one that's really big in terms of her back shape. She handles good out here. I think she's one of the stouter ones in the lineup that still does it well in terms of being able to get out and go with some comfort level out here. You know, is she a little lower set in terms of her chest floor and her shoulder? Sure she is, and maybe I would just elevate her there just a little, but that is still one that has some unique things about her that I like. Then we've got this one here. The young man's got one that I think is one that is very tall and elevated up front, extended in terms of her look and presence, good in terms of her structure. I think she's more than ample in terms of her muscularity. Here's her handle, quite as good as some of them out here for me. Probably not. I could see her a little fresher and firmer in terms of her tone and texture, but still one that I appreciate a great deal of things about. Young man, you're doing a good job with one that's really long in terms of her side. She's attractive in terms of her front end. You can see from outside the ring she's a little more juvenile in terms of her muscle shape, her immaturity. She's more youthful out here, not as mature, but still one that you like a lot of things about. Probably gets a little overpowered. Young man, yours on the stop, got a great look. She is so cool through her front end, razor sharp in terms of her feature, and then yet she's one that's still really stout and square in terms of her rib, puts together a great look in terms of her presence. When we get her moving, she's a little more upright in terms of her shoulder and her rear hog. I'd like to see her go just a little different, but still a very good one. This is another one here in terms of balance, symmetry, and lines. You really have to appreciate what she brings to the ring. Everything just blends so smoothly all the way around together. Study her compared to the ones on either side of her in the lineup. She wants to be a little frailer in terms of her bone, foot, and feature. Maybe she's not quite as shaggy-legged as some, but I still think she's proportionate and does a good job. This one is unique, and there's no doubt about that. I would argue with anyone that told me that that's not the heavy-muscled power sheep of the group, because she is. And she does it really well in terms of having that much width, that much mass and dimension, still being able to function and go out here. She's got a nice little neck on her. The issues that I see is she just isn't as seamless in terms of her transitions out of her shoulder, into her spine, into her hip. She just doesn't gel and proportion as nicely as some of them out here. But for her to be that stout and that powerful, really one you have to consider. The one behind that one, that is one as big-a-legged and as good handling as any of them out here. The thing is square and really good in terms of her rib shape, and yet she's still attractive in terms of her presence. You can see both on the stop, and then when we get her going, she wants to be a little tight, a little timid and rigid right there behind her blade and into her spine. That's where I'd change her ever so slightly, but another one that's got such good quality. And we end out with one here that I think she's sound, she's functional, well built, got more than an ample amount of mass and muscle compared to some in the lineup out here. She's not quite got the show ring look or presence, but still a very good individual. I like them all. The little bitty differences in between them. Close decision here. Please give these exhibitors, their families, and breeders a big round of applause.
And Clancy DeBerg is going to be your champion in the breeding ewes. Now Judge Rash will make his selection for reserve. Elena McCarthy is going to be reserve. Again, if you're coming down for pictures, go right to the front of the trailer. They will open the gate and let you in for pictures. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors of this class. For our trophy sponsors, champion trophy sponsor is Rural Sheep. Reserve champion sponsor of the trophy is Beck's Hybrids. The champion banner is sponsored by England Cattle Company. Reserve banner sponsor is Denny Denny and Mindy Holsap and family, and they sponsored your Showmanship banner as well. Again, if you haven't made it over to the silent auction, we're going to pick 5 of those at random. At random. It's not the end. It's not the middle. It could be the edge. It could be second. But 5 of those are going to close at the end of the breeding classes. Kimmy, don't run out of the ring to go check them. You're not paying attention to anything I... This is what Ryan lives for, is the hogs. No comeback, Ryan?
Ryan, you live for the hogs, right?
He's not listening. Nope. Are you, Judge? You're not listening to us up here, are you? As we get ready for our breeding gilts, as we move into that division, please clear the area. We are ready to move into our breeding gilts. From Buena Vista County, Jayla Hartlett her parents are Tony and Melinda, a 9th grader at Storm Lake High School. Jolene. Anyway, some of the favorite things she likes to do is hanging out with friends and family. After high school, she plans to go to Iowa State to be an ag or to be a vet. Mason Peters, Cherokee County. Chad and Shelley are the parents, 12th grader. Sarah is the name of his gilt. Some of the favorite things about Livestock Showdown is meeting new people. He plans to attend DMAC for ag business. From Clay County, George Lawson. Casey and Angie are the parents, a 10th grader at Spencer High School. Ooh, I like the name of this one. Sexy Red would be the name of this hog. Some of the favorite things about livestock judging is showing, getting to meet tons of new people, sharing the same interests. After high school, he plans to attend a trade school and play baseball. From Dickinson County, Emerson Smith. Parents are Amanda and Brent, 6th grader at Spirit Lake Middle School. Grandma is the name of her gilt. Some of the things she loves about showing livestock is getting to learn how to do things better. Taya Metzger from Lyons County is coming in. Parents are Craig and Kelly, an 8th grader at Central Lyons Middle School. Zelda is the name of her gilt. Some of the favorite things about livestock showing is making new friends, staying committed to the project, interested in involvement in the show ring. Mackenzie Gable will be next. She comes from O'Brien County, a 5th grader. Parents are Colton and Megan. Hartley Malvern Storm Sandburn is where she's at. Liv is the name of hers. Some of the favorite things about livestock showing, excitement to being able to compete in different places and pushing myself to get better each time. Aubrey Pedley comes from Osceola County. The parents are David and Kristen, a 9th grader at Harrison Lake Park. Heather is the name of her gilt. Some of the favorite things that she likes to do with livestock judging is meeting new people and getting to go to the state fair. Madison Hoppy comes from Plymouth County. Parents are Jeremy and, Ashley. A freshman, just completed her freshman year at Hinton. Mabel is the name of her gilt. Some of the favorite things about livestock judging is putting the hard work in all summer and seeing it pay off. Caroline Peterson is going to come from Pocahontas County. Jeff and Amanda is a 7th grader at Peterson. Moss is the name of her gilt. Some of the favorite things is getting to know each animal and the various personalities and caring for them. Just planning to attend Iowa State and animal science. Blake Ostenig comes from Sioux County. Brian and Dorinda, the parents, a 12th grader at Sioux Center. Amelia is the name of the gilt. Some of the favorite things about livestock judging is showing the livestock and seeing them grow and change and maximizing the potential every day. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your competitors in the breeding gilt. We'd like to thank our silver sponsors as well. Beatisbacher Land and Cattle Company, LLC, Casey's General Stores, Cooper's Specialty Feeds, LLC, DP Sales, Ferguson Cattle Company, Ferk Show Stock, Horseman Trucking, Holsaw Farms, Iowa Lakes Electrical Corp., Mintec Cattle, Midwest Customs Ag, Midwest PMS LLC, Modern Gas, Pocahontas County Cattlemen's Association, Powell Cattle Company, Prime Bank, Ranco, Reinhardt Welding, Sioux Center, Boar Stud, Spencer Ag, Stepping Stone Genetics, Strike Cattle, the Bull Exchange, the Yard Bar and Grill, Tilden Tellers 4-H Club, VP Manure Hauling LLC, Wade Brugman, and Winterfield Cattle Feedlot. Thank you to our silver sponsors.
Well, let's give the hog exhibitors on the breeding side of things a big round of applause. Excellent set out here, and I'll briefly run through them. When I point to you kids, if you just want to fires up for a minute, I'll talk about your hog, and then we'll go on to the next one. Young lady over there on the rail, I think you said, or I think I heard you say that one's called Grandma, and she's a little cranky out here right now. But that one is really massive in terms of her build. She is super square in terms of her rib, very broody in terms of her look, maybe not quite as youthful in terms of her appearance out here some, but a very, very nice one, and you did a good job driving her. Young man with that Duroc, fire that one up right there, please. This one's ultra attractive, really level and long in terms of side, one that is so neat and sharp up front. I think very, very flexible at the ground for what she is. She's one that we could make her bolder and stouter everywhere, sure, but a nice one. Young man with that belted one there, that one is big-backed and square-ended. She is truly tremendous in terms of her chest floor and a rib shape to be that massive and dense, and yet I think one of the better moving ones out here from behind. Gets a little soft in terms of her front posture. And is that ever going to be just the biggest or the longest one? No, but one that you like a lot of things about. Young lady, grab that Duroc right there. This one here is one that I appreciate for the fact that she is so long in terms of her side and silhouette. She is so elevated in terms of her front end, and one that's still, for this age and maturity, very fresh in terms of her appearance. You know, in terms of the way that she goes, is she perfect in terms of her rear hug? Probably not, but still a contender. Got another Duroc here of the young ladies that I like a lot of things about, and it starts with the fact that her head and neck carriage is really, really good. I think her balance and her symmetry are right. I think her proportions are good. She's one in terms of her movement. I'd change her just a little bit up front. Young man, you can drive yours right here. That one's got a really neat look in terms of her top side power, stout and powerful from behind. I think she's good in terms of her rib. You can study her as she goes off either end. I could maybe change her, make a little more comfortable in a few ways, but still one I appreciate a lot about. Young lady, you can go for me. This one here is gorgeous. Just absolutely striking in terms of a show pig look. One that is cool-necked and cool-fronted, beautiful in terms of lines and balance, and I still think one that's agile out here. She is absolutely as stout, opened up, or burly as some know, but that is a killer-looking one. Young lady, I think you've got a nice one right here. I think this one is really good at the ground. I think she's tremendous in terms of her proportions and dimension. I think she's one, as you study her in terms of her top line, she balances well. Maybe she's a little lower in terms of her shoulder and knee, but still a good one. Young lady, you can fire up here. This thing's a beast, and that's all there is to it. To be that massive, that square, that opened up, and still look like a lady and a show ring animal out here, and do it with that much fluidity and comfort, very, very hard to do. And so I like that one quite well. We've got one right there, young lady, I don't think we've got to talk about yet. There's another one that is very powerful in terms of her rib shape, really good in terms of her extension from her blade forward, in terms of her hind leg and the way she sets down on her posture. I could change her up there some, but still one that you appreciate a lot of things about, and be that mature and still be one that's fresh. We talked about yours already, yeah, I thought so. So I think that's all 10 of them. A really, really good group out here. There is a lights out winner for me that it's not even a contest. Reserve is closed. Give them a big round of applause.
Thank you, Judge. We're going to announce our showmanship winner. Mason Peters, Cherokee County, is going to be your champion showman. Jalen Hartland is from Buena Vista County is going to be your champion breeding gilt. Mason Peters, your champion showman, is going to be reserve. If you're coming down for pictures, again, come at the front of the trailer. They will open the gate for you. So come at the front of the trailer right there on the far end. They will open the gate and come in for pictures. Our sponsors today for the champion trophy and our breeding guild, Herd Show Pigs. Reserve is going to be Beck's Hybrid. The champion banner sponsor is going to be Thiessen Seeds. They are going to sponsor the showmanship banner as well. The reserve champion banner sponsor is going to be the Rockin' Y Designs. If you have somebody at home that was wanting to watch it, we have Fuller Digital Solutions here. We've got about 100 people tuned in right now watching it online. So if you look them up, you can watch the show if someone is not able to attend today. Thank you to Fuller Solutions, Digital Solutions for being here today and donating their time. I want to thank everyone for their patience with the pictures today. These pictures are for the exhibitors. They will be on the Facebook page at Northwest Iowa Livestock Showdown. And if you would like to get those pictures, we do thank our photographer for being here today to be with us to take these pictures. They will be action shots around to get them from him, but these will be posted on the Facebook page as well. Again, if you got your eye on something in the silent auction, we're going to pull 5. I think Kimmy's going to make the decision. No, Kimmy's not going to make the decision. But there's going to be a random 5 picked out of that one. I just always put it on you. I can't put everything on Tom. Anyway, so if you've seen something on the silent auction, we've got one more breeding class to go. Then once that breeding class is ended, we will get those 5 out. As we get the arena ring cleared, we're going to start into our breeding heifer division. We're going to start into the breeding heifer division once we get the ring cleared. Acts like his mama. Beat his ass. Uncle Mike's taught him too many things. Don't you yell at me. We are ready for our breeding heifer division. Leading them off from Buena Vista County, Brock White. Parents are Doug and Allison, a freshman at New Honda. Reba is the name of his heifer. Enjoys showing livestock and building relationships through the 4-H. Plans after high school is to attend Iowa State University and major in animal science. Go Cyclones. Kaylee Simons from Cherokee County. Parents are Tony and Shelley. Is going to be a sophomore this year. Kirby is the name of her heifer. Loves getting into water fights with her brother on the wash track. I wonder who wins those. Elizabeth Finling from Clay County. Parent is Jennifer. Going to be a sophomore in college this year at Ellsworth Community College. Lola is the name of her heifer. Favorite things to do with livestock judging is giving to have inner city kids their faces light up when they get to pet the livestock. Plans to transfer to a 4-year college to get a degree in agriculture education. Riley Johansson, Dickinson County. Her parents are Michael and Jenny. Going to be a 12th grader this year at Spirit Lake High School. Some of the favorite things in the fall, she will be attending Iowa State to major in animal science with a minor in genetics. Elise Mulger from Lyons County. Parent is Jessica. And she's going to be a 9th grader at West Lyons. Bella is the name of hers. And favorite things to do at a livestock show is being able to work and grow with your animal every day. Then plans to go to see the hard work pay off. Addison Brugman, O'Brien County. Parents are Wade, Clay, Emily, and Tammy. Going to be a 12th grader this year at Harrison Lake Park. Lovely is the name of her. Some of the favorite things she loves to do is bringing families together, and I get closer, bond with my animals. Christopher Brimmer, Osceola County. Parents of Mark and Jody. Going to be a ninth grader this year. Mayonnaise is the name of a heifer. Loves to spend time in the barn with his sister as always as he does. From Plymouth County, Jace Plendle. Parents are Jordan and Megan. Going to be a fifth grader this year at Kingsley Pearson. Lola is the name of his heifer. Some of the favorite things is getting the handshake from the judge and spending times with friends and family. Delaney Jansen, Pocahontas County. Parents are Chris and the lovely Dawn. Will be a junior this year at Pocahontas. Queen Bee is the name of her heifer. Loves the things she loves about livestock showing is hanging out with friends and bonding with her animal. I know you got that from your mother. Mason Roseboom, Sioux County. Parents are Chris and Heather. Going to be a ninth grader this year. Sioux Center High School. Indy is the name of the heifer. Some of the favorite things about showing livestock is meeting new people, making friends in different towns and states. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the competitors for your champion breeding heifer. As Ryan takes his last looks at this class, we have the results of the champion showman in the breeding heifer division. Miss Riley Johansson will be your champion showman.
Once we get here to the breeding cattle portion of the event, I don't know exactly how many different showdowns I've judged, and I've done the final drive several times too, which is something similar. But I'll be honest with you, in all of those experiences, everything has been good in terms of the kids, the quality of the stock, but I've never had a breeding heifer lineup quite this good. So if you have a participant out here, you have a hand in something, be very, very proud, because this is truly really, really good out here, and it is a dogfight on to figure out who is going to win. And I say this a lot at almost every show I go to, it is just an opinion. It does not make my opinion right. It does not make it wrong. What happens is it makes it official today, and you have to live with that. And some of you will be happy, and a whole lot of you won't. And I understand it because I'm on that side of it. But what I try to do is just to describe them as accurately as I possibly can, so maybe you can get a glimpse and see into my mind and what I am seeing out here in this ring. And it's a whole lot of good. We start with the firecracker down here. She is so elegant in terms of her type and kind, and then yet she's one that is just tremendously round and broody in terms of her rib shape. She is very good in terms of her symmetry. Just look at her standing there. Everything just gels and blends together as it should. And then when we get her going in terms of her agileness down at the surface and the way she hits the chips, I think she's spot on there. As I said, this is an extremely close decision. Gonna have to get critical on all all of them. And when I do that, I don't want you to think it's because I think that your animal is bad. But when it is this close, you have to understand the differences that I see so you can see what's going to happen in the end. If I was going to change or tweak her at times in terms of her top line, she wants to get just a shade tight right there in the middle of her spine behind her blade, but getting hypercritical on one that has so many unique parts and pieces. Young lady's heifer coming next is long-sided and level design, and she's very sound and functional in terms of her look and her presence. She doesn't want to blend as nicely out of her shoulder and into her forearm. She's not quite as elite in terms of her chest, but still one that you have to appreciate a great deal about. Young man, that heifer there stopped is one that has to be considered. She is massive in terms of her power, yet she's one that still has a very striking presence in terms of her symmetry, her balance, and her poise and show ring look out here. She's one that has so many unique things about her. I'm not going to lie to you. When she gets going, she has some issues that we'd like to change. She wants to get a little outside of herself in terms of her rear hog. She's a little tighter in terms of her rear pastern. By no means is she unsound, but in this elite field, that's the things that I look at her and wonder about. But that is a massive individual that has a stunning look and appearance. This one here is one that's just solid. Big-bodied, round-ribbed, very good in terms of functional level out here. One that, again, as you study her up front, she comes apart just a little bit. And right there in terms of her shoulder assembly and forerib, this female here is one that stopped, I gravitate to, because she's just breathtaking, young lady, in terms of her head, neck, and shoulder, her poise and her presence out here. Is she the stoutest female of the group? No, she's not, but I think there's enough. When we get her going, is she a little uncomfortable in terms of the way that she wants to operate and motivate out of her hip and hind leg? Probably so, but that is getting hypercritical once again. We've got a big-bodied, stout one here that's very long in terms of her silhouette, wants to sway and settle in terms of her top line some, doesn't hold herself in terms of a composed look quite as nicely as a few out here, but still a high-quality female. This one here has got some very interesting and unique characteristics about her. I think she's probably one of the stoutest ones in terms of her true muscle shape when you get up top and behind her, and yet from the point of her, even her neck back, she is one that really strikes a poise look out here, and she is absolutely phenomenal at the ground. To have that much muscle, that much power, and just make it look as effortless as she does as she strolls around here, that is very hard to achieve in a breeding female. Now, there are two things that I need to tweak on her. She wants to elevate too high at the base of her tail, both when we have her stopped and then when we get her in motion. That throws off her lines and symmetry just a little bit. And then compared to some of the other ones out here, just be honest with you, that's not my favorite headed one out here. I would change that just a little bit. She's just not completely as sweet and feminine, and that characteristic is what I like. But getting, again, super duper critical on a whale of a heifer there. This one's pretty. She's balanced. She's complete. And for an Angus, I think she's got more than enough muscle to her, so that's not a problem for me. When we get her going, she gets a little tight right there through her shoulder and knee. Loosen her up some. We got a sim-influenced female coming next that really got a big hip. She's long in terms of her side. She's attractive in terms of her front end. Study her out of her shoulder and the way that she transitions from her blade into her body wall. I don't think she's as competent or correct in that particular facility of her body, but still a nice one. This was the first one that came in, well-dressed, well-presented, a female that is really good in terms of her length and her extension. I still think she goes well. Again, in terms of her extraness or exaggeration in every part and piece, maybe not as out there as some, but such a great lineup out here. This is super duper close between three, splitting hairs on differences. Give them a nice round of applause. We'll get you a grand in reserve.
Mason Rosenboom is your champion breeding heifer. And your champion showman is going to be your reserve champion heifer, and that is Riley Johansson of Dickinson County. Thank you again. Again, if you're coming down for pictures, come to the front of that trailer. They'll open the gate and let you in for pictures. All right, I have the first of the silent auction sheets that were picked up. Now, you can pick up your silent auction items at the t-shirt table. You will pay there as well. The Jack Link's basket. Stephanie Harriman is going to get the Jack's Link basket. Go see April at the t-shirt. The Western Edge gift certificate for $50. Jerry Ferguson gets that. Home decor. Leanne England is going to get that. If I knew you were bidding on that, Leanne, I'd have bid against you. The other Western Edge gift card, Terry's going to get that as well. The Broadway Marketplace box, Heather Rosenboom's going to get that. Here's the big one. The Rat Terrier puppy. Jeremy Sitzman is going to get that. He's going to get the Rat Terrier puppy. Again, we would like, if you win today, the grand champions, please see a committee member to pick up your tent that you get, your pop-up tent. Again, we want to thank our trophy sponsors of the breeding heifer. The champion trophy sponsor is Powell Cattle Company. Reserve champion sponsor, Lusink family, in honor of B.J. Lusink. The champion banner is sponsored by Okoboji Cattle Company. The reserve champion banner sponsor is sponsored by Van Rocco Cattle Company, and the showmanship sponsor was Okoboji Cattle Company as well.
How are you, bud?
Again, if you have someone at home that it cannot be with us, Digital, if I could speak English, Solutions is streaming live. You can find it on the Northwest Iowa Livestock Showdown on their Facebook page, or go to YouTube and type in Fuller Digital Solutions. You will find the live there. Kimmy, stay down there and worry about that. I'll worry about it up here. Thank you very much. Again, there are still silent auction items over there to be had. If you haven't made your way over there, please do and see those great items and thank the donators that donated them. And if you see any of the sponsors we've named off today, please thank them for their sponsorship of this show. And every year you do this to me. But if you see that wonderful backdrop that's there, apparently I get roped into announcing, but we are going to auction off the banner, the backdrop that is back there. So if you'd like to buy the backdrop, we will be selling that at the end of the market animals. We will be auctioning off the backdrop. It's double duty and double the pay. I will get my money from Mike Christensen. We're finishing up here as we get everybody cleared out of the arena. We're going to head into the market animal division. We're going to start into the market goats. As long as we get flip-flops and chicken legs out of here, we'll be... He wasn't paying attention, was he, Dave? We'll be moving into the market goats. We are ready for our market goats. Leading us off from Buena Vista County, Cooper Bean. Parents are CJ and Chris. He's going into the 9th grade. Ernie is the name of his goat. He enjoys working with his livestock, and he hopes to be on the livestock judging team. Carter Cruz is coming out of Cherokee County. Neil and Nicole Cruz are his parents. Going to be a freshman at South Dakota State this year. Donkey is the name of his goat. Loves raising home raised and seeing them do better in the show ring. Royson Ball of Clay County. His parents are Justin and Treese. It's going to be a sophomore at Spencer this year. Champ is the name of his. Favorite things about livestock showing is getting to build relationships with your animal. Future plans after high school, he plans to move on to college and be an ag or engineering degree. Eli Umshed, Dickinson County. His parents are Ben and Alyssa. Going to the 7th grade in Okoboji, Mike Tyson is the name of his goat. Favorite things is building relationships with his animals. Ethan Van Ingen, Lyons County. Jared and Cheetah are his parents. He's going to be a senior this fall at George Little Rock. Remy is the name of his goat. His favorite things about livestock judging or showing is being around his friends. His plans are going to Northwest Iowa to community college. Christopher Brimmer from Osceola County. Parents are Mark and Jody. He's going to be in 9th grade. Roland is the name of his goat. Spending time with his sister. Michaela Meyer, O'Brien County. Parents are Mike and Chris. Just completed the 10th grade. Goose is the name of her. Did you got sunglasses on? Goose is the name of her goat. The favorite things about showing livestock is my family standing behind me and always supporting me. This is Christopher Bremer, by the way. Chris must have had to take his heifer back. Jace Fisher, Plymouth County. Jody is apparently going to be a senior this year at Lamar's Community High School. Romeo is the name, and it loves to meet new people at the show and further their education. Troy Condon, Pocahontas County. Matt and Talia are the parents going into the 11th grade at Madison Northwest Webster. Jack is the name of his goat. Favorite things about livestock is traveling to all the jackpots on the weekend through the years and forming friendships with other kids. Laney Franklin from Sioux County is going to be a senior this year. Parents are Mike and Amber. Going to be a senior at Sioux Center High School. Toby Keith is the name of her goat. Some of the favorite things is going to do things with my cousins and friends. Future plans is to pursue a career in the ag industry. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your competitors for the Champion Market Goat. Again, as Ryan is working there, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors today. The bronze sponsors would be American Bank, Bar None, Black Soil Dairy LLC, Corp Energy Company, Countryside Vet Clinic, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Farmers State Bank, Golden Acres, Grand Falls Casino, Hard Rock Casino and Hotel. In memory of Chuck and Julie Simons, Jacob Christensen, Jack Slink, Lamar's Ag Center Incorporated, Moon Creek Vet Clinic, MPJ Cattle Company, Peterson Farm Solution, Prime Customs, R&K Cimentals, Rock and Wide Designs, Sandbore Building Center, Smith Cattle Company, Brad and Dennis, Western Edge, Titan Machinery, Wild Rose Casino and Resort. As Ryan is looking over for the last time of these competitors, I do have the results of your champion showman. From Plymouth County, Jace Fisher.
Well, another hyper-competitive division out here. Please give the Market Goat exhibitors a big round of applause. Really good set, and probably in terms of consistency, even deeper than the quality than what we saw in the breeding goat division. So it makes it a lot of fun. Some differences in between them. Young lady's up in the lead. It's one of the fresher handling ones of the group that I think has an enormous amount of muscle up high, good and square from behind. One in terms of structure and composed look. At times wants to come just a little part right behind the shoulder blade. Doesn't just gel in there as perfectly. And then when we get that one in motion, wants to be a little more upright in terms of shoulder and knee, but a powerful one that handles really, really good. Young man, you've got a big body, stout, and that's probably just the best moving one of the whole thing. He can just get out and go. That's what I like about him so much. Compared to some others out here, he needs to be a little tighter in terms of his front end. I'd like to see him leaner and firmer to the touch, but that is such a well-built one. That is so sound. This one here is 1 and 3 that I really like the look and the presence from the shoulder back and the hip forward. I like the roundness of rib. I think that one is good and square in terms of top line, a good moving one. If you'll study him up front compared to a few other ones out here, maybe he's just not quite as elevated in terms of the front 1/3 of his body, and he's a little steeper, stiltier in terms of his hip placement and assembly, but one that definitely out here compete. This young man, I keep calling him frequent flyer miles. He's been in here a lot, and so he's doing a good job once again. That is a long-sided, elevated one that's still got enough muscle and shape, maybe not as powerful in terms of just true mass as some of them out here. Then the young ladies next is one that you really like the muscle shape up high, one that's long and extended in terms of neck. Study the balance and symmetry. Maybe falls a little short there compared to some, but still one that you have to appreciate. Guy here in the middle, he's got one that in terms of just pure show ring look and presence, I really gravitate towards that one there. That thing's neck is long and giraffe-like, and yet one that's still so good in terms of balance and symmetry. That one is obviously way younger, way lighter than a lot of them out here in the lineup. And so where he's at in terms of his muscularity, I think he's more than ample for this stage of development. He handles just a touch juvenile to me. He's not as woofy as some, but in terms of a balanced, composed show ring look, that is one that really, really intrigues me. Young man's got a long-sided one that's really good in terms of shape. He's one that still handles pretty fresh. He's a little steep in terms of his shoulder and knee, a little plainer through his front end. This one here, young man, really has a good look too. In terms of another one out here that's got a striking presence, and yet he is totally round in terms of his rib, bold in terms of his body, fresh to the touch, got some muscle, got some mass. Every once in a while when we get him moving, maybe he doesn't want to pull his head up and compose himself quite as naturally as another one out here in the lineup, but you cannot look at that animal and tell me that that one is not stout and powerful, has a great presence as well. This one here is one that you really appreciate the length and extension up front. It's a sound moving one that may be just a little flat in terms of his rib and his total muscularity behind. We follow out in the lineup of the 10 with one that's got a big back and he handles firm. He's very fresh. If you study him structurally compared to a few other ones in the lineup, you can see both when we have him driving there and then when we get him going around, he just gets a little tighter up there in terms of his top. He's not quite as flexible or pliable in terms of his spine as what is ideal, but another tremendous lineup. I think one of the closer decisions out here, because there are 2 or 3 of them that I really, really do think have some unique characteristics about them. We'll get you a Grand Reserve.
Roysenbaugh of Clay County is going to be your champion. And Ethan Vanagan is going to be your reserve champion. Again, if you're coming down for pictures, come to the front of the trailer down there. They will open the gate and let you in for pictures. Again, our trophy sponsors of this, the champion trophy sponsor of the market goats will be JSE Farms, reserve champion Beck's Hybrid. And your sponsors of the champion banners, the Showmanship, and champion and reserve is going to be Okoboji Cattle Company. And if you're watching the silent auction at the end of the champion pictures, we are going to pull those. So the next round of the silent auction will be pulled here just after we get done with these pictures. So please, if you're watching the silent auction, get over there and put your bids in. And we will be auctioning off the backdrop after the end of the pictures of the market beef. Well, I have the silent auctions. They were quick on me, or I was behind one of the two. Bad and Baldy gift card, $100. Gina is going to get that one. Vancouver. Frederickson Meat Company gift card for $50. Janet Lang is going to get that one. Fleet Farm gift card. Arlen Aarons is going to get that one. Fresh H2O bucket. Jimmy John's gift card. Brooke Beetlesbach is going to get that. Go to the table again. They will take your money and give you your winning prizes. And we're ready to move into our next division. This will be the Market Lambs. Elizabeth Shable, she comes from Buena Vista County. Parents are Jake and Jessica. Going into the 9th grade. Petey is the name of her lamb. Favorite things is to hang out with friends and family, to build bonds with her animals. Future plans is to attend college and raise livestock. Brittany Schmelin from Cherokee County. Parents are Kyle and Jill. Going into the 7th grade. Mustang Sally is the name of the lamb. Favorite things about livestock shows is meeting new people and making new friends all over the country. Gensley Ball, Clay County. Justin and Teresa are the parents. Graduated high school, is going to be a freshman in college in the fall. She graduated from Spencer High, is going to attend Iowa Lakes Community College. Radar is the name of her animal. Favorite things about livestock showing is connecting and building friends, making friends and building connections with her livestock. Kate Dodge, Dickinson County. Kate, I think you have a fan base. Heath and Kelly are the parents of 10th grader Okoboji High. Bruce is the name of his lamb. Favorite things about livestock showing is showing cattle over the past couple years, sheep and swine. Favorite parts is participating in showmanship. Sawyer Van Briesen from Lyon County. Parents are Craig and Jessica, 12th grader at Little Rock. Pilot is the name of his lamb. Aubrey Sandersfield from O'Brien County. Parents are Adam and Ashley, a 4th grader at East Elementary in Sheldon. Patrick is the name of her lamb. Favorite part about livestock shows is being part of the livestock show, spending time with the animal. She plans to attend South Dakota University when she graduates. Christopher Brummer is back again from Osceola County. Mark and Jody are his parents. It's good to see you back with Pedro. Elena McCarthy, Plymouth County. Her Harley and Tessa are the parents. Just graduated high school at Hinton. Pookie is the name of her lamb. Things she loves about livestock shows is opportunities and meeting new people that have passion for livestock. Carter Firk is back from Pocahontas County. Just graduated from Pocahontas. Rocky is the name. He loves to hang out with friends when he's at a livestock show. And Kenny Holstoff from Sioux County. His parents are Denny and Mandy. Will be a freshman at West Sioux. Bob is the name of his lamb. He loves at the livestock show is going and meeting different people. After high school, he plans to work on the family farm. These are your competitors in the Market Land Show. Let's give them a round of applause. The hard work they put into these for all the kids here today, the long and tireless hours they put into them. Well, I have the results from the judge that's hiding in the crowd. Remember that. The showmanship judge is hiding in the crowd. Might be your neighbor, so do keep watch up there. But congratulations. From Cherokee County, Miss Brittany is going to be your champion showman.
Well, another tremendous division out here in the market sheep division or drive. Please give these kids a big round of applause. Just totally impressed in terms of the quality, and it continues to stay consistent or even get better from the breeding portions of the show. And so really, really good set. And there are some very minute things that are going to separate these out for me, and I'll briefly go through and describe them. That one up front, he's a hammer. That thing is stout and powerful, dense, one that still has a great look in terms of presence, show ring poise. He is as fresh as any of them in terms of his tone and his texture of handle out here. All of those things, you could just go on for 30 minutes describing the unique qualities he has. When it gets as tight as it does, we've got to get critical. I change him in the way he operates out of his front shoulder just a little bit. He wants to just not white out and go and glide like I'd like to see, but that thing is a beast, and I like a lot of things about him. The one behind him is no slouch either. That thing is really good looking, very good in terms of just handling qualities out here. I think an appropriate amount of muscle, maybe not quite as burly as some of them, but there's more than enough for me. The issue that I have with this one at times is when we get him in motion, maybe he wants to be a little rigid in terms of his rear hog, but another very nice one. Young lady in third there in the lineup, that ewe is so powerful built in terms of her internal dimension, her squareness, her roundness and freshness of body, one that is big backed and thick ended. I think the front end assembly for me is where that one comes apart just a little bit. Not quite as good in terms of the transition out his shoulder and into forerib and body wall, but still one has a lot of things about. Young man doing a good job again. It's a sound functional one there that you appreciate the length and the levelness. Needs a little more power and a little more pop compared to some of them in this particular lineup, but still a very good one. Young lady, you've got one there that is big backed, really, really good in terms of length of front end. One that when that one gets a little more upright off either end of the skeleton for me, I'd like to see that one a little more fluid when we get going. And from a pure aesthetic look perspective, this is probably my favorite in terms of that is a flamingo fronted one there that is gorgeous in terms of balance and symmetry, still has an appropriate amount of shape and muscle dimension, handles good as well. Of the ones that really hit me hard in this lineup, that one may be the most upright in terms of shoulder and knee placement. That's where I'd rock that one back some. But again, if we were just going to say which one is the killer best looking one, it would probably be that one there in the middle. We've got another nice one behind here that's solid and functional, good in terms of muscle quality, one that's a little plainer in terms of show ring look, not quite as out there as some. Then we do have another one that is out there right behind that one, and compared to some of them out here, probably as firm handling as anything that we've touched all day long, sheep or goat. One that is tremendously square in terms of build, still has that show ring pizzazz and poise that I find so appealing, and when in close decisions kind of gravitate or levitate to. You know, as I talked about another one out here, there's some things, some trade-offs in terms of structure. For me at times, right there in the middle of this one's spine, that one gets a little complicated in terms of both on the stop and when we put him in motion, one that maybe not quite as fluid in terms of rear hog, but that is getting just so nitpicky on an outstanding individual that just has so much to him. If you want to go with just mass, young lady, you're going to be right up there, because that one's built like a Kardashian from behind. I mean, she is stout, she is powerful, she is really, really good in terms of muscle. For me, as you study her, it's on the front side that she comes apart a little bit. She's more open in terms of her shoulder. She's just a little bolder and shorter in terms of her front end design, but still a very good one. Young lady at the back's got one that's a little different type compared to some of them. Long, extended, stretchy, and pretty. Probably needs a little more just pop and power. This is an outstanding lineup out here. Probably, I said this 2 or 3 times, but I think right now, being honest, what we've seen so far, probably the closest decision for me, but it is not because of lack of quality. There are a ton of good ones out here, and you have 12 different people out here. They could land on a number of outcomes. Give them a big round of applause.
And your champion is Kenny Hoshoff. Gensley Ball is going to be your reserve champion. Again, if you're coming down for pictures, come to that front of that trailer. They will get the gate for you at that time to come down for pictures. Our trophy sponsors in the Market Lambs, the champion trophy sponsor is Rule Supply. Reserve champion sponsor is Beck's Hybrid. Champion and reserve banners are Tungland Family Club Lambs. And your champion banner sponsor is Thiessen Seeds. Again, if you are a champion of any of them, of any of the species, please come see a committee member to get your tent. And then don't forget about the silent auction. They pick them up quick and get ahead of me. So make sure you get over there and get the items and get your bid in. You better hurry. They're getting ready to pull another set of the silent auction.
in, or what are we doing? I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're making her come back. Oh good. Okay, you want to do this? While we wait for this picture. Yep. Yep.
All right, some items from the silent auction. A John Deere wagon. Stephanie Harriman is going to get that. The Grand Falls Casino. Dana Peterson or Pedersen, one of the 712 Nutrient Bucket. Amanda Franken is going to get that. The Boutique. Ah, this had a lot of people on it. Marion Brenninger? I don't know. I'm going to tell y'all, they give the guy from Virginia that's dyslexic the microphone. See how it works, Kimmy? Leanne, you stay off this stage. You're banned. The winning Phil Kent show feed, Steph Spieler is going to get that. The Bloody Mary bucket. This had a lot of people on it. Ryan Rimmers is going to get that. The Fleet Farm gift card. Rosalie Aarons, the Baumgar show basket. Nick, boy, I thought I write small. Feeling? Fisher, maybe? One of those. And the planter box, Chad Peters is going to get that.
Hey, get up there and do your job. You can come back.
We are ready to move into our market hogs. We're ready to move into the market hogs.
You went lady with the sheets.
Are y'all guys ready or not? No? Well, we'll hold then. Tell some jokes. I have no jokes. Ooh. There's your comedic relief. Oh, yeah, we're going to auction off the banner. Y'all don't know, but that cost you double for two people's comment over here. All right, we're moving into the market hogs. We're ready to get into the market hogs. Starting off, Spencer Forbes from Buena Vista County. Bruce and Carrie, the parents, going to be a sophomore at Sioux Center. Cheech is the name of the hog. Loves all the support that he gets in the show ring. Plans to attend Iowa Center Community College to be an electrician. Brody Ballinger from Clay County. Parents are Shane and Mary Beth. Going to be a ninth grader at Spencer this year. Red is the name of his hog. Favorite things about showing is making friends and meeting new people and working around the show ring. Mason Peters, Cherokee County. Chad and Shelley are his parents. A 12th grader. Harry is the name of his hog. He loves to meet new people when he's showing, and he's going to attend DMAC to study in ag business. Alex Rouse from Dickinson County. His parents are Chris and Joanne. Going to be 11th grader at Okoboji this year. Milo is the name of his hog. Loves traveling and spending time with family and friends. Addison Deer, please forgive me if Ballad? Is it Ballad? Blowett. See, everybody up here's messing me up. From Lyons County, Ethan and Tricia. Hey, you're not a part of this. I said up here. Buddy is the name of her hog because he sure is a buddy. She loves to show livestock and is loves her family as well for their support. Mackenzie Gable from O'Brien County. Colton and Megan are the parents. A 5th grader. Trump is the name of her hog. Loves the experience she gets to compete when different places and pushes herself to do better each time. Hadley Pedley from Osceola County. Dave and Kristen are the parents. A 12th grader. Waylon is the name of her hog. Loves that she gets to create relationships with new people and create relationships with her animals. Sarah Vashura from Plymouth County. Jason and Gina are the parents. She's going to be a freshman at college at South Dakota State University. Goose is the name of her hog. Will be attending and will be majoring in animal science. Beckett Suba from Pocahontas County. Brent and Erica are the parents. Going into the 8th grade. Queso is the name of his hog. Things he loves about livestock is all the friends he has made over the years showing and judging livestock. Blake Ostenik from Sioux County. Dorinda, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, and Brian are the parents. A 12th grader at Sioux Center. Brew is the name of his animal. This fall, we'll be going to Iowa State to major in animal science and to return back to Northwest Iowa to be part of the livestock and a nutritionist. Those are your competitors for the market hog. Let's give these young kids a round of applause.
Well, the Market Hog division certainly didn't disappoint out here in terms of the quality or how well these kids are handling and driving them. So please put your hands together, show them some love for another great drive out here. Briefly go through them again. Young lady in the blonde right there, fire yours up for me for a second, honey. There you go. I think that one is really tall out of his front end, chiseled up front, level in terms of his lines. In terms of the way that he goes, you can see he's got a little more struggles, particularly out of his rear hog, but still one that's very competitive. I think that next young lady right there, I think that's the one they said was Trump was his name. You can't get a better name than that for me, honey. I'll just be real honest with you. I don't know if that's going to make you win the show, but I like that name and I like that theory. You do a good job too. And that one is long and extended, level in terms of lines, good enough in terms of structure, center body width. I'd expand that one, make that one a little square all the way through. This is an interesting one here. This thing is powerful and stout, and yet one that still has a lot of show ring presence. I think one of the better ones in terms of comfort level out here. You know, I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's quite as fresh in terms of skin and hair as some of them out here, but find something fundamentally wrong that we need to change on that one there, where he's not powerful, where he's not good looking. I'm not sure you can. That one right there, young man, go on and lead on out for us. The fun colored one is one that you appreciate the length, the extension. I think one that's just a little too mature for me, maybe a little past prime. This one is as attractive and good looking as any of them in terms of a balance and symmetry perspective. His head and neck carriage is so good, very fresh out here. I know that he's a little more one-dimensional in terms of his shape. He's not as radical in terms of his pop up high, but still one I like a lot of things about. All right, young lady, you can go. That one there is one that you have to appreciate the back shape. That one is good in terms of muscularity, gets a little tighter up front. This one here, I know he's small or younger or whatever you want to call him, but he is one that is very interesting. In terms of his freshness out here, I think he's as good as any, probably because he's got a maturity advantage in being younger. I think he's sound at the ground, good on the move. I think there's enough power to him. I'd elevate him in terms of his chest floor. I'd just prop him up just a little more through the front 1/3 of his body, but I like that one really well from the point of his blade back. This one here is one that in terms of just giving you that great look, he does it, and yet he's big back, he's ripped up, he's square, big in terms of his bone. Everything goes right till we get right in behind him. I'd change him right there out of his hot just a little, but that's getting critical on one that is so fresh, attractive, and good looking. That one there is powerfully shaped, one that's square and true and dense. For me, in this very, very close drive out here, he just gets a little awkward in terms of how he wants to get underneath himself right there from behind, but this is getting nitpicky on some outstanding individuals. We've got one blue one left. I wasn't going to forget you, buddy, because that one's radically cool in terms of the fact that that thing is so unique up high in terms of his topside power, one that's really bold and square from behind, probably as good in terms of rib shape as any of them. One thing I'd change about him, he's just a little shorter right there in terms of his jaw, head, neck, but that is getting awfully critical on one that's got a great look and presence. So very good group of hogs, really close decision out here. Give them a nice round of applause.
Thank you, Judge. And I have the results of the showmanship. Blake Ostenink will be your champion showman. Spencer Forbes is going to be your champion market hog. And Mason Peters is going to be your reserve champion. Again, if you're coming down for pictures, be in front of that trailer right there at the gate. That's the quickest way to get in here.
No. Oh, those ones?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Some more results from the silent auction. Showcoat Hair Supplies. Jared Van Hannigan gets that. Larissa Kitchen Basket. Rosalie Aarons gets that. The other Showcoat hair supply is going to be Brent Suba. The school basket. Ryan Ramirez. Fresh H2O bucket. And Holsoff. Denny Holsoff is going to get that. The Frosted Frog Cooler, the most competitive bidding that I've seen here. Brent Suba is going to get that. The school basket is going to be Mark Henners. And the fresh H2O bucket and a bucket of shirts is going to be, this is not right. Leanne's going to get that one. If I just knew they put me up here for a reason, I'd have bid you up. The fresh H2O basket with the Coop propane gift card is going to be Molly Holsoff as well. Thank you to those, and thank you again to all of our sponsors. If you see any of those people around here with those banners, this show could not happen without sponsors, and we surely do appreciate them. Again, we're going to be selling the backdrop at the end of the show and end of pictures, so if you want to buy that backdrop, please stick around. We're going to sell that at the end of the show. All right, as we get into our last class of the day, once we get the arena cleared, we are ready to start the market beef.
Okay, I'm gonna bring them in. Okay. Making sure they're in the right order. Okay. Jalen Hartnett.
Jalen Hartneck from Buena Vista County. Tony and Melinda are the parents and ninth grader at Storm Lake High School. Maverick is the name of the calf. Things they love, favorite things about Livestock Showing is showing, hanging out with friends and family. Plans to go to Iowa State into ag. Cody Simons, Cherokee County. Tony and Shelly are the parents. 12th grade. His calf's name is Marshall. Favorite things about Livestock Jones, the people, the traveling, and works for Transova and raising show cattle. Tommy Rabel from Clay County. Her parents are Tony and Kevin. 10th grader. Luna is the name of the calf. The favorite things about Livestock Shown is being able to travel to different places and meet new people all over the country. Tyler Wallace, Dickinson County. I think I found Tyler's fan club. Jared and Carrie are the parents, an 11th grader at Harrison Park Lake. Chief is the name of the calf. Loves going to shows and hanging out with my friends. Looking forward to my junior year and playing football and basketball. I found my anchor for the tug-of-war contest. Kyra Knobloch from Lyons County. Marty and Martha are the parents, 11th grader at West Lyons High School. Bruno is the name of the calf. Favorite things about showing livestock is seeing the results after working with the animals for a year long. Future plans is the 10 lake area and for human services. McKenna Hoffmeyer, O'Brien County. Matt Nashley and Eric and Heather just graduated, or 12th grade to graduate. Bernice is the name of the animal. Favorite thing about Livestock Showing is all the friends I've met along the way. Will be a freshman at Iowa Lakes Community College and a major in vet tech program in the fall. The frequent flyer himself, Christopher Brenner from Osceola. Mark and Junie are the parents, 9th grader. Megan is the name of the heifer. Tristan Sitzman, Plymouth County. Jeremy and Jackie are the parents, a sophomore. Maverick is the name of his calf as well. Favorite thing about Livestock Joni is getting to see all my friends and build relationships with my animals. Plans to attend college and whatever lies ahead. Carter Firk is back again, Pocahontas County. Maverick is the name. Maverick is kind of the name around here. Apparently we have Top Gun fans. He loves to hang out with friends and family. Hadley Roseboom, Sioux County. Chris and Heather, the parents, a 6th grader at Sioux Center Middle School. Nico is the name of her. The things they love about showing livestock is showing all of her animals and hanging out with friends. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time of the day, the last class, your market beef competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we were honored enough to have a man here today sorting through the livestock. He comes from Texas, and while he grew up there, he grew up showing many different species. When he was an exhibitor, he exhibited 13 reserve and grand champions in major livestock shows across the United States. He is a graduate of Texas A&M University, where he was a member of the national champion judging team at that time during his career. He was multiple times a top 10 competitor individual in oral reasons as well. He is the co-star of the Beyond the Ring podcast, the executive director of the Beyond the Ring Junior Livestock Association, and he is the owner of that as well. He raises cattle. He and his family have a club calf operation as well as a purebred Hereford and Charolais operation. He judged very many species of livestock shows all over the country, including 47 states, Canada, and Mexico. For the last time, for the man that made the glitter slap famous, Mr. Ryan Rash. As Ryan is taking his last looks before he gives his reasons, I have the results of the showmanship. It is from Cherokee County. Cody Simons is going to be your champion showman. Again, everybody was wondering and looking in the crowd, well, I might have lied about where the showmanship judge is. This young lady sitting just down here, and we've been picking each other all day. Miss Tez has been the one. She is the head procurer of the Sullivan's grad program, where Sullivan's University, the show University, Sullivan Supply, Stock Show U, as you call it. But she was the one up here today judging. Let's give her a round of applause. She's had a hard time with these kids today. Again, we had some elite sponsors here today, and that was CMB, Deluxe Animal Health, AgriVision Equipment Group, EB Trailers, SC Online Sales, Transova Genetics, and Rob C. Co. Corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and sorghum. Thank those for being our elite sponsors.
Once we get out here in the final division and the market cattle drive, y'all have been a good crowd and a big crowd. Y'all have been a little timid, though. Please give these exhibitors another round of applause. That's better. Y'all can still use a little work on that the next one you go to. Good set of cattle and really, really good in terms of the top end of this. I'll briefly go through them. The silver steer has some parts and pieces that are as extra as any of them, and it starts with the fact that just in terms of front end assembly and design, that's probably the one that I prefer because I think his head and neck set is the most out there. I think he's the leanest in terms of his throat latch, the longest in terms of his front end, and sets in fundamentally the best in terms of his shoulder. I think he's a calf that's got enough muscle to him. He handles well at times. He wants to sway and settle in terms of his top line and come just apart up high. And then when we get him in motion, you can see as she spins him around right here, while he's a sound moving calf, he closes in terms of his hog, and he's not quite as long or free in terms of his rear step as some of them out here. But that is getting, again, hypercritical as I've had to be all day on an outstanding individual. The black steer that comes in second, when we put him in motion, everything comes alive. And that thing has a rock star quality to his look. He is one of the two, just in terms of pure mass, density, and burliness. I really appreciate he's got a big back in him, and yet one that still, in terms of how he gets out and covers these chips out here, he's very good at the ground. And I think, when we get him stopped here at times, he wants to pull apart just a little in terms of his hip and duck his head and neck some, but when we get him in motion, that thing really wants to pull it together and says, come get me. And I think that one is cool. Young man, you've got one here in third that in terms of his body depth, his roundness of rib, very good. He's smooth from front to rear in terms of his transition. He's got a big hip. He's one of the ones in contention that he wants to funnel just a little bit in terms of his shape down through his quarter. And then of those upper echelon ones, I think maybe he's a touch frailer in terms of his feature, his bone, and his foundation. Young man, the frequent flyer, he's done a good job all day long. I don't want his feed bill because I think it's high, but he has been out here a lot, and I appreciate him. Red Heifer is one that's stout and powerful, still sound enough in terms of the way that she goes. Needs to be a little better in terms of her look. Then we got the market heifer here, really tremendous in terms of the fact that she is so powerful in terms of her hip shape, so round and bold in terms of her body, and yet she still puts it in an attractive package. For me, she's a little more conventional in terms of her design because she's shorter in terms of her segments. Just to be honest with her, her center of gravity is just a little lower than what we'd probably consider ideal, but lots of things that you've got to like. His calf here is another one that really intrigues me. From the point of his shoulder back, despite that he's not blessed with the fluffy cow syndrome, I think he's absolutely probably one of the best ones out here because that thing is massive in terms of his top shape. He is square from behind. He gets out and moves like a cat stalking his prey out here, and he puts together a tremendous look despite not having a great deal of hair. That's a big-legged, stout-featured creature that really gets and goes. If you study him from the shoulder blade forward, that's where maybe we get a little plainer in terms of his look. Some of that, once again, he's never going to be the fluffiest one in terms of hair coat, but there are things that calf does just absolutely incredibly and off the charts is good or better than any of them out here. Then we've got a calf coming next that you appreciate the fact that that one is very long in terms of his side, level in terms of his hip, a calf that's deep in terms of his body. You can see that he wants to get deeper through his chest and front end, elevate in terms of his flank. It throws off his balance and proportion some. The market heifer after that is beautiful in terms of her silhouette, her poise, and her presence. Choke-throated and just so good in terms of her design and symmetry. When we get her in motion, she wants to be tighter off either end of the skeletal system, not as fluid and comfortable and flexible out here. Black steer, long as a well rope in terms of extension, really long fronted, handles good, probably needs to be stouter and more powerful everywhere to run in this deep water. Black and white steer is beautiful, young lady, in terms of balance and symmetry. Really got a great look in terms of profile of the entries out here in this very competitive lineup. That's the one that's the driest in terms of rib, the tightest in terms of body shape, could probably be a little further along in terms of market readiness. So again, really good lineup. I'm not going to bore you a long time with the speech, but they've been trying to get me here for quite a few years. Hasn't worked out, but I was excited to finally make it work out, get here, because this has been really good. And this showdown system that y'all have in place in your state, I think a lot of y'all take it for granted, to be real honest. It's something unique, and I know there's some other states that have implemented it, but the way y'all do it here in Iowa far surpasses everything else. And the one thing that I do want to touch on is you forget all the stuff behind the scenes that goes in to making this happen at every single showdown, at the all-state one, and that is a group of volunteers, people, parents, breeders, brokers that care about these kids and want to give another outlet for them to have a chance to be successful. And it is a thankless job. And they get yelled at and screamed at and griped at 365 days a year, not just the week of the particular showdown. And very few times does someone come up and sincerely say, thank you for what you do. And I've been on that side of it. I understand it. And so I would encourage all of you, not just the ones here, if you're watching or you go to the show tomorrow, extend your hand and tell those people that make this happen for the kids in your state a sincere big thank you, because it doesn't happen in every state, and it happens in no other state like it does here in Iowa. So please give them a round of applause. And just one other note, and then I'll let y'all go and get on to preparing for tomorrow, and I'll get on the road and move on. I know that y'all had some inclement weather here, to say the latest, and it's put everybody in some hard and trying times. And I guess the thing about this crazy, mixed up, upside down world that we live in right now is you never know what's going to happen next. And so because of that, and just, this example of what's happened in this area of this state, just remember what we're really doing here in this program and in this industry, and that is that we're raising kids. Not steers, not hogs, not goats, not sheep. And I am a firm believer that this is absolutely the best place to do it, because when that happened to this area over here, or when anything happens in any area of the country, the livestock family comes together. They may be your enemy at the jackpot show the following weekend, but when the chips are down and times are hard, you come together and you rally for each other and you help those people out, because in a weird kind of dysfunctional way, we're all a little bit of a family. And just remember to keep the kids in the forefront. And the one thing that I've been saying a lot here lately as I watch everything on TV and around the world, remember that we need a lot more love. It's simple, but it's true. We need to realize that there's a lot more good in this world than there is bad, that it's just as easy to be positive as it is to be negative. And the more that we put that out in the world and the more we surround ourselves by it, the more successful we'll be. And just if you didn't hear anything I said all day, remember this. In the end, all that matters is what was true and truly felt and how we treated one another. And that's it. Thank you for having me. Good luck tomorrow, and at the state fair, I'll get you a champion steer.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one big, more roar round of applause for Mr. Ryan Rash for taking time out to be here to judge this show. And your champion, Carter Ferg from Pocahontas County, is going to be your champion steer. Kyra Knobloch from Lyons County is going to be your reserve market beef. Thank you again to all volunteers, parents, supporters of this show. We surely do appreciate it. Again, we are going to auction off the backdrop just here in a little bit. When we get pictures done, we're going to do that. We surely do appreciate it. Good luck to all the champions and reserves going to the All-Iowa Show. Safe travels to all, but stick around if you want to buy the backdrop.